So blessed. So blessed. You know, I've become aware of some information recently that in the last few Sundays of the last few months, church attendance has been down. And they say the reason, I've talked to some people and say, well, I think one of the reasons is that people are protecting themselves for this upcoming election. It is so good to see so many here this morning voting on the power of your presence. The power of your presence. Yeah. You know, I put out an article in the newsletter this week, and in the newsletter I was having a little fun, and I said, I'm going to tell you this morning with 100% certainty, with 100% accuracy, who are going to be the new elect leaders of our day. Are you ready? Yeah. You know, I walked through the door this morning. I was coming in, and there was Jan and Vivian, and they were having a conversation. And they said, I bet you can't guess who we're going to vote for. And I said, well, I've developed some deep psychic abilities. Let me check in and see if I can't find out. Okay. So we're going to explore who the new elect leaders of our day are going to be. And in many ways, Bob Patetta has let us know in many ways already. To everything, turn. There is a season, turn. And a time to every purpose under heaven. You know, when Pete Seeger of the Byrds wrote this and put music to this, what he did is he actually looked into the Bible in the book of Ecclesiastes in Judaism. It's right from the 3rd chapter. But he wrote it during a time when the Vietnam War was going on. So he puts that little twist there at the end where there is a time for peace. I swear it's not too late. But you know, if you research this, when this book of Ecclesiastes was written, and this 3rd chapter of Ecclesiastes was written, it was written in a time when Israel was experiencing great prosperity, great material prosperity. And Solomon is really contemplating. You know, sometimes when we're there and we've realized this great material prosperity, it's kind of like, well, is this all there is? You know, is this all there is? And he's in that space, and he's contemplating, what is the meaning of life? You know, and he's contemplating, what really is fulfillment? What's true fulfillment? And what's happening for Solomon is he's getting very clear, and he's awakening to the reality of the dualities of life. And he's awakening to the truth that if we truly want to live fulfilling lives, we must show up conscious and awake regardless of what polarity appears to be manifesting, because God is in it all. Yeah, he was beginning to discover, you know what? I actually feel more fulfilled as I become aware that life is this interplay of opposites as one. And if I don't block them out, if I'm just present with it, I'm discovering that life is so much more fulfilling. The polarities are one. There is no separation. So there is this, don't block the polarities out. Allow them to be as one and to be present with them when they're present. A time to be born, a time to die, a time to plant, a time to reap, a time to laugh, a time to weep. To everything, turn. There is a season, turn, and to every purpose under heaven. A time to build up, a time to break down, a time to dance, a time to mourn, a time to cast away stones, a time to gather stones together. And this morning, take a deep breath. We're going to explore, and there is a time for Republicans and a time for Democrats. And there's a time for conservatives, and there's time for liberals, and there's a time for independents. There's even a time for those who choose not to vote, and we honor them all. We honor them all. And perhaps one day, there's going to be a time for an entirely new approach to how we organize ourselves on this planet. It's clear to me that this one is inevitable. This one's inevitable. We're going to explore this in greater detail at the beginning of the year, and myself and Cheryl are looking into a book called Mastering Human, a conversation with heaven on earth, and it's all about how we are as new conscious beings going to organize ourselves on earth to bring a greater expression of the divine. You want to be here then. But you know, since the founding of the United States in 1776, we have had 46 presidents. Many of them have been Democrats. Many of them have been Republicans. And some of them have actually been from one party and then switched over to the other party and became presidents. So we've had this whole blend. And during this age, there's always been this passion. Boy, if my guy wins, if my gal wins, things are going to change. Things are really going to change. Boy, if my gal, my guy, my Republican candidate, my Democrat candidate wins, well, then everything is going to be all right. That's not what we teach in Unity. That is not what we teach in Unity. In Unity, we teach that everything is going to be all right regardless. Regardless. In fact, we teach that all is well regardless. And everything is going to be all right regardless of who gets elected. But there's something I would invite us to explore this morning beyond who the elected U.S. presidential leaders will be, beyond this idea of electing Vice President Kamala Harris or former President Donald Trump. This morning, I'm inviting us to explore who will the elect of the divine be for our conscious evolution on earth? Who will the elect of the divine be for a whole new way of expressing our divinity on planet Earth? Does the divine have elect leaders? Are these elect ones the ones that will bring forth a new reality in this hour, in this time, in this day, when our systems are no longer current with where the universe is taking us? This morning, I'm invited us to explore at this moment and at this hour. Our election is smack dab in the middle of a great shift. It's smack dab in the middle of a great awakening that is beginning to occur on our planet. Our 12 systems, our 12 main systems are not going to be the same moving forward. Be it religion, education, health, finance, agriculture, food, government, the list goes on. We're smack dab in the middle of a deconstruction and a reconstruction into something much greater. And it's going to be these divine elect new leaders who are going to open a space for it to all come forward. Will it be Republicans? Will it be Democrats? Will it be independents? Will it be the Green Party? Will it be the Libertarians? Who will it be? We are moving into an age where our true leaders will create the new reality our souls desire. They're going to be energetic leaders. What do I mean by that? They're going to be energetic leaders. What I mean by that is they're going to radiate in such a way that they know that they are the one to be the one. And that they know they are a part of a mass movement on the planet of many awakening to knowing that they are the one to be the one to bring this new day forward. We're shifting away from this idea of a figurehead is going to bring it all. It's going to bring the new day. We're shifting away from that. There's a new consciousness emerging that knows its power within to bring our new day, and it knows how to release that power for all. And it's not waiting for a political leader to do it. That is not how the shift is coming. Irvin Laszlo said, there is an awakening occurring on this planet, and all the time that is not up to us. Our mission is to follow the deeper mission of the universe. A more conscious being, a new human, is bound to emerge. We are here for a mission, and that is it. That's it. That's it. The power, the brilliance, the influence of our new day will not come from being Republican or Democrat or Independent or any of the other parties. The power, the brilliance, the influence will come from another dimension that desires one thing, and that is unity. It desires happiness for all without end, the Course in Miracles says. It desires a greater expression of itself. It desires the Christ consciousness alive on earth. It desires the kingdom of heaven alive and expressing through us in a greater way on earth. The kingdom of heaven, Christ consciousness, same thing. But what is the single key? This is where we're going this morning. This is what I'm really inviting us to become crystal clear on for bringing our new day. What is the single key to realizing unity? What is the key to realizing the individual and collective government being on the shoulders of Christ consciousness? Remember in the Christmas story where it says, and the government will be on his shoulders. Yeah, that's the prophecy. That we're each going to awaken to that, right? That's our true government. What is the key to this reigning on earth? What is the key to the kingdom of heaven as the energetic leaders of our day that is dawning? The key is this. The key is making the two one. Making the two one. There is a 100% certainty that the elect leaders for our new day will be all of us who are masters at making the two one. Are you ready to explore? Yes. These are who the elect are. Let's start exploring in reverse, though. How did the one become two? I mean, during this political season, how is it that the one are becoming two? Now, I'm going to visit some stuff this morning that our psychologists here this morning are masters on. So, give me a little bogey with how I do here, okay? One of the number one reasons that we are creating two out of one is we are projecting onto these candidates. What do I mean by that? We're projecting onto these candidates. I mean, we are idealizing and demonizing politicians by projecting onto them our shadow. And it really amplifies during election seasons, if you haven't noticed. It really amplifies. But what does that even mean that we're projecting? It means that we see our great new politician that's just going to change it all. And we start idealizing them. But what we're doing is we're repressing that same quality in us and running away from that quality in us that we see in them that we're here to bring. Are you with me? Yeah, that's projecting. And we do it in the other direction. We do it in the other direction by demonizing them and not being okay with, some of that's still inside me too, and just being okay with that. In fact, as we start to look at it in a non-judgmental way and just be present with it, it dissolves. Yeah. So one of the ways that we are making the one into two is by projecting. The second one is what psychologists call splitting, right? We're splitting. What does that mean? It means we're making one of them all good and the other one all bad. And we're not only doing that, we're spending billions of dollars splitting this thing in two. Billions of dollars. Because we're not comfortable with our own emotions, right? We're not comfortable with our own emotions. We're not comfortable with the complexities of these people, right? We're not comfortable with our own complexities. So we think somehow that one's got to be all good and one's all bad. But that's not what we teach in Unity. Have passion for your candidate, but let yourself see the good. That's what we teach in Unity. That's what we teach in Unity. Thou art the Christ, the Son of the living God. Those who let themselves see the good and aren't attached to election outcomes will be the energetic leaders of our new day. For they're the ones that know their Christ consciousness kingdom is coming and that it's not of this world. And that is the kingdom that is really going to bring our new day. And no election result will ever take it away. As Bob sang this morning, I'm choosing heaven today, tomorrow, on election day, and the day after. Are you with me? Dance. Dance. Regardless of the outcome. You know, the Gnostics, I think most in Unity are aware of who the Gnostics were, right? And there's so much great information on them now. And it depends how you categorize it, but this was anywhere from 1600 to 2200 years ago. They so understood that we lose our power to transform this world and to transform our lives through projection and splitting. During that time, the Gnostics, they had two code words for their elect leaders. They had two code words for looking around and who is it that really is the leader of our movement. They had two code words for who their elect leaders were. To bring the kingdom of heaven to earth. You know what those two words were? Little children. Little children. Let the little children come unto me, for such is the kingdom of heaven. Little children know how to come unto Christ consciousness and receive it for all. Have you noticed? Little children know how to make the two worlds one. They don't block the opposites out. They know how to be alive with both of them. There is a time to cry, and they cry. There is a time to laugh, and they laugh. There is a time to build up, and they get their Lego set out and build up. And there is a time to knock it down, and they knock it down. Am I right? Yes. There is a time to dance, and they dance. There is a time to mourn, and they mourn. There is a time to cast away stones, and they do. And there's a time to collect up stones, and they do. They do all these, and they dwell in innocence, untainted by the complexities, the corruption, and the cultural conditioning. Untainted by it. They're free. They're free. They just walk into the arms of Christ consciousness and receive it. And there's that beautiful story in the Bible. That's what they do. And the Christ consciousness just lays their hand on them. And they just come to him. Right? Number two, and this is a big one. And I love this one for us Unitics because we fall in this category. But we got to expand it, how we fall into it. Number two, children are curious. They're filled with wonder. They are not afraid to realize a deeper understanding than the understanding they have now. Are you with me? I love Unity because it gives us freedom to explore, and we do this as spiritual beings and we discover so much more. But are you willing, the question this morning is, to be as a little child and realize a deeper understanding of what is going on? A deeper understanding of what the universe is up to. Are you willing? Or are you going to lock down and say, you know how it's got to be? I have found that doesn't work too well. How about you? Yeah, it doesn't work too well. Number three, at first, children are detached from the need to conform. From the need to conform to their tribe, their party, if you will. Exploring to awake more is more important to them than conforming. That is until they're conditioned and they find out it's not safe to not conform. Right? Our journey is to become so spiritually sovereign that it doesn't matter if it's from the right, or it's from the left, or it's from the center, or it's from this president or that president. You know, we're here to be this consciously neutral vessel through which the kingdom of heaven comes forward. And number 4, children, they don't possess preconceptions that cut them off from true freedom. Children are what is called consciously neutral. Tone, if you could put that next slide up there. Children are what is called consciously neutral. They dwell in the consciously neutral state, free of judgment, free of attachment to outcomes, free of resistance to the next moment and where the universe is taking us. Their joy is the ultimate demonstration of heaven shining through them on earth. Would you agree? I think we can all relate to this pure, shining light that radiates through them. Their joy is the ultimate demonstration of conscious neutrality. I mean, you could be around a child among a group of people who are just not getting along, and all of a sudden that light just brings it all together. Would you agree? Yeah, that's the power of that light. You know, the Gospel of Thomas says, when you make the two one, when you move into this consciously neutral state, you become sons and daughters of God. You become the elect. It also says when you make the two one, you dwell in conscious neutrality, or you dwell in conscious neutrality. And this is the core of the message this morning. When you dwell in that state, you become the elect, new leaders, and are the ones that are going to bring our new day. To be a true elect new leader of our day, Christ consciousness says, you must sell your possessions. You must sell your possession that if things don't work out like you want it to, the universe won't continue its deeper mission. Everything happens right on time, every time. Trust it. And here's what happens when you sell your possession and stay empty. When you sell your possessions and stay empty, you literally, and this is literal, you become a portal. You become the birth canal through which our new day comes forward. Are you with me? Yeah. If you get polarized, try as you may, you won't be one of the elect new leaders. Now I know we all have moments when we're polarized, moments when we're not. It's a true mixture. So we're not saying here that you've got to somehow dwell in conscious neutrality all the time. But that's our journey. That's our journey. But I want you to remember this, that you can be a proud contributor to your Democratic candidate. You can be a proud contributor to your Republican candidate. You can passionately work for Kamala Harris. You can passionately work for Donald Trump's campaign. You can wear the hat. You can proudly wear the T-shirt of your favorite candidate and still be an elect new leader of our day. Are you with me? There is a nature in which we can do that. And that's what we have to call ourselves to. But if we shut ourselves off, if we remain polarized and aren't willing to be like a child who is curiously open and curiously listens to the other side, you'll never hear the message coming through the birth canal. Are you with me? You'll be out of touch with what's birthing. Are you with me? Polarization will block you off from birthing the new through your light. Okay? Conscious neutrality is a birth canal. It's what you've been called to master here in this moment. You have been called to this time to become a master of conscious neutrality. If the musicians want to come forward. I'm a little serious this morning, huh? As I look out, I'm like, whoa, I'm giving it a little too heavy maybe this morning. All right. Is everybody all right with it so far? Yeah, this is, boy, I'm going to go off script here. Help me, Jesus. If we continue this insanity, right, of religions getting polarized towards one side or the other, it's happening. That's not it. That's not it. Okay? This consciously neutral state is what's going to bring our new day. So about a week and a half ago, Marilyn Barrett introduced me to this 50-minute session from her heart math leader and coach. And it's a session on conscious neutrality and just what it is. And in the session, it brings this understanding of what that consciousness is and just a deeper understanding of it. And it also has this practice where it leads you into the practice of conscious neutrality. I believe it is the most important state for each of us at this moment, before, during, and after this election. So today, at 12:10, here in this sanctuary, we are going to assemble voters of this election to listen to this 50-minute session, to be a part of this practice. Now, if you can't be here, that is absolutely fine. We are making, in the past newsletter, there was a link for it, okay? You can copy that, put it up in your browser. Don't click on it. Copy it, put it up in your browser. And I would encourage you to listen to it. It's exceptional. It's exceptional. And not only is it exceptional, it will lead you right into that state to be this energetic new leader for our day. But if you can't stay again, I just really encourage you to listen to it at some time. So in closing this talk, Bob, I got a big question for you.
Yes, sir.
Is every little thing going to be all right?
You bet.
All right. Amen. Namaste.